It's a historically hideous season.
It's our 100th ugly house.
And if these walls could talk...
Do you cry a lot?
I do.
Ugliest House in America season premiere Wednesday at 8 on HGTV.
Hello, everyone. It's time for Van Chicagoland Stars, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanis. This is episode 508, season 21. Today's date is January 4th, 2026, and it's the first podcast of the year. Yeah, it's for 2026. I'm very excited, and thank you for joining me. On today's program, in case you haven't noticed or heard, that I recently purchased a Cuddly Dudley Doll. You know, remember the one that was on the Ray Radio show? So I will talk about that. I'm still excited. I can't help it. It's can't get out of my... I couldn't sleep last night. I was just too excited about that. Also, I will talk about the 60th anniversary of WFLD-TV Channel 32 in Chicago. Debuted on this date, January 4th, 1966. So I'll talk about its beginning, and I'll talk about my memories of watching on the channel. I still do, of all the programs that aired, the reruns. Of course, I would not leave out Cartoon Town, BJ and Dirty Dragon. I will not leave them out. I will talk about them. Okay. But first, though, the program will go into a commercial break. And this program is brought to you by Sugar-Free 7-Up. And this is a commercial that I remembered. The funny thing about this, I found it on YouTube. It was uploaded and then it disappeared. But luckily I downloaded it before it happened. And it was so psychedelic. I will describe it when I return and you'll understand. All right. So sit back and relax. Let's go back to 1975 for Sugar-Free 7-Up. And you will recognize the song. So I will, if you don't, then I will tell you what the song was played. Okay? All right, and I'll be right back with the rest of the show, folks. Thank you.
This flavor is so fresh, so clear. It's sugar-free 7-Up, my dear. It's delightful, it's delicious. It's the sugar-free, it's natural. The taste you get from sugar-free 7-Up, my pet. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's delectable, it's the lovely, it's the lemon, it's the lime, it's the sugar-free. Oh.
Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial for Sugar-Free 7-Up. And what I said, just like what I said earlier, it was on YouTube, but they removed it. I can't find it anywhere, so I don't know what's going on. But thankfully, I downloaded it before. Now, if the song sounds familiar to you, that was played in the commercial, maybe not. I will tell you what it was. It was called "The Lovely." It was written by a composer, American composer that is, and songwriter. His name was Cole Porter. And he was from the old days, like the 30s and the 40s. And one of the songs of It's the Lovely was in a musical in 1936 called Red Hot and Blue. And it was introduced, Bob Hope sang it and Ethel Merman sang it. And then the song was later used in a musical called Anything Goes. That was, I think it was in Broadway, probably. I'm not sure. But they made a film version. 1956, it was sung by Donald O'Connor and Mitzi Gaynor. She was from Chicago. She was a dancer and singer. And they used that song a lot. And a lot of artists have sang this song over the years. So some of the words are in the song. So it goes, it's delightful, it's delicious, it's the lovely. So I'll give you a rundown, like who really sang, people that you know. For example, Dinah Shore, Ella Fitzgerald, Mel Torme, Johnny Mathis, Rosemary Clooney sang that. And the last person who sang it was Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga. They sang that song. If you get their album, and there was Robbie Williams, and he portrayed Cole Porter in a biopic called The Lovely. And he sang that song. I never seen the movie. I like to see it. That sounds very interesting. Yeah. Okay. All right. At the beginning of the program, I mentioned I'm going to talk about my purchase of the Cuddly Dudley Doll yesterday. Okay. And then I will talk about the 60th anniversary of the debut of WFLD-TV Channel 32 in Chicago. I'll talk about what they had before. I will read what was airing during that time. It's not much, so I'll explain that. Before I get started, I want to mention a couple things. One, it's about my health. I'm doing okay. I've had a backache for about a week and a half. I'm much better. It's gone away. I don't know what's going on. It could be the lesions in my ribs and all that. But ever since I've taken the new medication, Nubeqa, that's spelled Nubeqa, there's no U in there, not U. I've been taking that since the day after Christmas. It's going fine. I haven't had any crazy side effects. Maybe one day I was not sweating. I had felt a little warm, and I felt tired. I felt tired yesterday, but I didn't sleep well last night, so there's a reason why. So I will not do a podcast Tuesday. I will go see the radiologist at the hospital to discuss my next treatment, Fluvido. I don't know when I'm going to start. I hope it's soon. I hope it's very soon. All I know is I will probably get 6 treatments every 2 weeks. I will get that. So that's like about twice a month. That's fine. And I also want to mention, 20 years ago, my father passed away. I didn't sleep very well because I was thinking about him. And I still miss him to this day. I wish he was here. Because of Van Chicagoland, he would be proud of me. He wouldn't understand at first. I would try to explain to him, but maybe would. But, I know in his heart he would love what I did. He really would. And so that'd be kind of cool. In a way, I'm glad he's not here when I'm going through this cancer, with the prostate cancer, because he would feel terrible about that, because he, it's genetic. That's been told. But, my father had something with his prostate, but it's not cancer. He had some sort of, infection or something. I wasn't sure because my mom tried to explain to me. But he went for some sort of procedure, and he was fine. So that's good. On the other hand, my grandfather, which I never met, he died in the 50s, had full-blown prostate cancer. But he didn't go to the doctor, like most men, And back then, there was no advanced medicine, so he was in pain, my God. And I wish I had met him, but wasn't bored yet like that. So also I have an uncle. He's lives in Australia. He has that. He's married to my aunt. That's my mom's sister. So he's 90 and he's going through treatments. No chemo, no radiation, just pills, and because he was in constant pain because it spread to his bones. So I'm praying for him. I really am, because I've only met him on FaceTime once. I never met him in person, but he's a good man. He really is. And I hope he pulls through. I hope so. Okay. Now, excuse me. Sorry for coughing. I will talk about Cuddly Dudley. Now, before I talk about me purchasing the doll, let me give you a little history of Cuddly Dudley. I talked about him twice already in my podcast episodes. I think I did one last year or maybe the year before, and I did one previously. So I'll talk about him again. So that's good. That's a subject that I think a lot of people would like. So Cuddly Dudley, he was a character. He was featured on Ray Rayner and Friends show. And so this is what it was. It was a doll. He was tall. He was about 28.5 inches tall, and he was shiny. And he was like a Cocker Spaniel. I think he was a Cocker Spaniel. And it was used for a promotional item in the Chicago Tribune for subscription sales. What I understand is if you already subscribed to the Tribune, you would not receive the doll. If you were a new subscriber, yes. So that's what happened. So that's it was a gimmick, and it worked. And so the person who thought of Cuddly Dudley, his name was Jerry Glass-Steagall. I don't know who he was. I think he worked for the Tribune, the Chicago Tribune. And at the time, at the Chicago Tribune, there was a supervisor. His name was Francis A. Shoemaker. And he thought about help start the Cuddly Dudley promotion program. So as part of the program, the home subscribers receive a stuffed dog. And they did that. And, it worked like a charm, and it worked. And let's see. So it just sold like hotcakes, and people got them. From what I understand, this is from the comments from people, and I've seen these before, that he was easily, damaged. His neck would break, like that. So you have to be very careful. At the time, I think a lot of people didn't know that. So they try to keep it as much as they can, or they wear him out. His eyes will fall out, and that's sick. So, and the stuffing, would wear out like that. So a lot of people didn't really took very good care of it. And let's see. And so Cuddly Dudley was featured in the Chicago Tribune in 1967, and it was in the Sunday paper. They ran a story. I think it would every week they did that. And and it was like, it was Dudley saving the runaway Christmas train. It was during Christmas like that. Okay, I don't know how long this lasted. Maybe about a few years. Probably, I think it started 64 till 66, 67. I don't know, just not very long. I remember as a kid seeing this in a newspaper or somewhere. Someone showed me this when I was very little. And like, oh, that's cool. I always wanted one. I never got it because my parents at the time did not read. They didn't subscribe to a newspaper. No Chicago Sun-Times, Chicago Tribune, Chicago Today, the Chicago American. They never did that. No. Later on, we subscribed to the Sun-Times. The Chicago Tribune, excuse me. Sometimes about the Chicago Sun-Times. And also, he appeared on TV on Ray Rayner and Friends. I don't know exactly when he started. Maybe late 60s or early. I know he was there in the 70s. He was shown every Friday. Almost at the end of the show, Ray Rayner would go to his house, ring his doorbell. That's kind of funny. I didn't understand. And he answered, and he had that laugh. He did that, and Ray would sing that song, the Cuddly Dudley song, and it was by a song called "The Whistler and His Dog." It was written by Arthur Pryor. I kind of listened to it. Maybe I'll find it on YouTube and listen to that. So, and they would tell jokes, and they would read letters from viewers, and they did knock jokes. That was a recurring thing. And they did that for most of the 70s, and that's where we grew up watching him, because he was so endearing. Cuddly Dudley, so cute and all of that. And he also later on he appeared on the Most of the Clown show. Later on, he did that. He did the voice of Cuddly Dudley was Roy Brown, who did Cookie the Cook on Buzz the Circus, and he would do that until the very end. So now the puppet and his dog and the doghouse are part of the Museum of Broadcasting Communications. They just moved to another location. I think it's temporary. I hope it's not, because I want to go there and see it. So that'd be kind of cool. Okay. All right. So if you remember the lyrics of the song, so I'm going to read it so it'll jog your memory. So we're off to Cuddly Dudley's house. He's cute as he can be, with his fur of gold and his nose so cold. He's cuddly as he can be. He's got riddles and jokes, and the fun he pokes is never to enemies. Here's the place that he lives, and the name that he gives is Cuddly. I'm not a very good singer, so that was it. So, I just saw this online, and I wanted to get one. I'm not going to tell how much I paid. But it was very expensive, so it was worth it for me. To most people, no, they would not buy it. No, times are tough, so I understand. And so I contacted the store, the antique store. Not an antique; it was a doll store like that, and they had it, and they had it online for sale. And I said, yeah, I'll buy it. So I purchased it. They were going to ship it, but I figured, no, why don't I just go there and pick it up, yesterday. So I had lunch with a friend of mine. Then I told him I would go to the store and pick it up. So I did. I went over there. We took it out. It had the box. It was the jet plane. Cuddly Dudley was in it. He was never taken out. Never. So we did take him out for a few minutes, and then you saw the picture of me holding him. He looked so brand new. And then we carefully put him back in the box. And I took him home. Well, I stopped by at a friend's house. I haven't seen him in years. He was on the way. Then I went home. I showed it to my family. They weren't that enthusiastic, but that's okay. But they understand. Then I took a picture of him on the couch with the box. So you saw that yesterday. And then he's safe. He's safely put away. A couple of people email and ask me, do you intend to sell it down the road? And I say, no, I don't think so. I might donate it to a museum. I would do that so everyone could see it. But sell him? No, I can't. I don't know. I don't have the heart to do this. I don't have the heart to, sell. So as soon as I posted this online that I purchased the Cuddly Dudley Doll, it went crazy. People loved it. They commented on the one that when they had one when they were kids, and what happened to it, and they were so amazed like that. It was wonderful, and they're still commenting right now, so that's cool. I'm glad I bought it. I feel so good. I deserve it. Now it's I finally got one. I wish they would remanufacture it and bring it back. I doubt it'll happen. No. I don't know. So I'm very pleased. Okay, right now I'm going to play a commercial break. And when I come back, I'm going to talk about the, excuse me, the 60th anniversary of the debut of WFLD-TV Channel 32 in Chicago. And it premiered on January 4th, 1966. Okay. So sit back and relax and just enjoy the commercial break, and I'll be right back with the rest of the show, folks. Thank you.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now, you call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Limited time, 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.
Coming this fall on Channel 32, it's a super cartoon sunrise when you spend your mornings with Way Out Woody Woodpecker and a crazy new team you're gonna love, Tom and Jerry, Seafarin, Popeye the Sailor Man, and Fred Flintstone and all of his funny friends. So get ready to rise and shine with Super Cartoon Sunrise. Coming this fall on Channel 32.
Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed that break. It's suited for this program. All right, so I'm going to talk about WFLD-TV Channel 32 in Chicago, which premiered 60 years ago today. So it was another, how would I say this? Excuse me. So it's UHF station. Okay. Like that. So independent stations, there was Channel 9. There was, but that started in 1948. And Channel 11 started a little later, but that was public television. So they didn't have any other, well, they did. I'm sorry. There was another TV station. It was WCIU TV Channel 26. That started in 64. They didn't show much reruns there, or they had original programming. I think they had Kitty A Go-Go. I talked about that show a long time ago. Maybe I'll talk about it again. We'll see. So WFLD first signed on the air 60 years ago today, January 4th, 1966, excuse me. And it was owned by Field Enterprises, and it was owned by the heirs of Marshall Fields, which I didn't know that, and publishers of the Chicago Sun-Times and the Chicago Daily News. And the station operated from Marina City, which is, of course, it's still there. It was christened the Station of Tomorrow. Excuse me about that. So I don't think everyone got the channel. I'm not sure, but there was a what was it called? A device or a gadget that you would hook up on your TV, and you had to turn something. I don't know what it was exactly. That you had to turn to UHF, to Channel 32 or Channel 26. It was bizarre. I never saw that because I didn't watch Channel 32 until in the 70s. Okay. So, let's see. So, programming at the time was very minimum. So I have an ad from, it must have been from the Chicago Tribune or the Chicago TV preview that was from the Sun-Times. So this is what it had. So it says on top, Channel 32 turns on tonight with a variety of 5 full hours of entertainment. Now, mind you, it did not start in the morning. It's 24 hours now. But it started like very late in the day. It started 5 o'clock. So there was no programming in the morning or in the the noon hour, nothing. And what they had was Kaleidoscope. It was signed on Kaleidoscope. This was a news bulletin, and that ran from 5 o'clock to 7:30 or something like that. So that's, they went on the air at 5 o'clock. I wish I was there to watch that. That'd be cool. Then 7 o'clock, they had open ceremonies, and the master of ceremony was Irv Kupcinet. He wrote Cups column. He did that. And 7:15, they had an Oscar for Signor Rossi. I don't know who he was. An adult cartoon spoof of the Oscar Awards. It was in color. These were broadcast in color, yeah. And 7:30, they had it was the Nutcracker. It was from the San Francisco Ballet Company. They performed the Nutcracker Suite. And that lasts about 45 minutes. Then at 8:15, they had a program called A War with Many Faces. And it was a very personal and unusual view of the Vietnam War through pictures and prize-winning Chicago Daily News photographer Henry Gill. Okay, that was about half an hour. At 8:45, they had a program called The Land of the Yeti and High in the Thin Cold Air. So it was experts from the World Book Films covering Sir Edmund Hillary's scientific expedition to the Himalaya Mountains. That was in color. And that lasted till half an hour. And then 9:15, they had a program. It was the first of the series of World's Greatest Movie Makers. It was called Great Movie Makers. And that lasted for an hour. And tonight was featured Carl Foreman, revisits Chicago, his hometown. And the host of the show was Irv Kupcinet, who hosted the show. I don't know if that was his. I don't think that's his first TV show. No, I think he had his own show back then. So, moonlighting. That's probably. And at 10:15, it signed off, went off the air. And the president at the time, his name was Sterling C. Red Quinlan. He was the president, general manager of Field Communications. And he signed off the premiere broadcast of WFLD-TV Channel 32. You can find early programs on YouTube, courtesy of Fuzzy TV Memories, by Rick Klein. I think you can find it. I think they covered the blizzard of 1967 or earlier than that. They had some news. They had Newscope. I think Newscope, yeah, something like that, or Kaleidoscope. Now, as for other TV shows at the time, they didn't have much. So, and then, they expanded it later on in about a year or two. The Chicago White Sox started broadcasting on Channel 32 in 1968. I don't know I don't know if it was on Channel 9. Probably. I don't remember. I'm not sure. So, they did that. So it started to grow. And then they started airing reruns of TV shows. The earliest one, of course, I checked the Chicago Tribune, was McHale's Navy. That was one of the earliest ones they got. There were a couple, but and then in 1968 they premiered a new show called Cartoon Town with BJ and Dirty Dragon. Yeah, with Bill Jackson. And I never seen it, when it premiered. I seen later on in the early 70s. So they wanted to go neck and neck with WGN. I think it was it aired right beside Bozo Circus. I think it did. I think it was. Yeah. Then later on, it went in the afternoon. I think probably go head with maybe, I don't know, Garfield Goose, I think. I'm not sure. So it was a big hit. He's Cartoon Town stayed, and then they moved to Channel 9 the last year, like 73 or something, and then went off the air. It's like that. But I remember I had great memories watching that show on Channel 32 when I was a little kid. Oh, I love that show. Great characters. BJ, Dirty Dragon, the Blob. Mother Plumtree, the Professor, Weird, Wally, Good Scout, Gus the Gorilla who's dancing. Let's see who else. W.C. Cornfield, the Lemon Joe Kid, and of course Dr. Doompuss, and there were others. So, and then reruns started airing. They started at noon. Did they have other children's programming? I don't know. Probably not. So the earliest reruns I remember from Channel 32 were it was Popeye the Sailor Man, Speed Racer. Oh, I love that show. They aired it at noon early at first, and they moved it to the afternoon, and it got very popular when kids came home from school, like myself, started watching it, and it's a great show. Me and my brothers make fun of it all the time. It's great. Let's see what else. Then they started. Then they got the Addams Family, Get Smart, The Munsters, I remember I used to be scared of the monsters, but no, I'm not anymore. And let's see what else. Other cartoons. They have Felix the Cat. Oh, it was great. Magilla Gorilla came later, with Peter Potamus, Pumpkin Buzz and Mush Mouse, Yippee Yappy Hooey, Breezy and Sneezy, and Ricochet Rabbit and Droop Along. Then they acquired more reruns. Let's see what else they had. Then the Three Stooges came in 1975. I don't remember watching them. Little Rascals came earlier. It was our gang comedies, but they aired them during the years. Laurel and Hardy were aired on the weekends. That's where I first saw. No, it was on Channel 9 I first saw in the movies, but I saw the shorts. And it was low budget. It wasn't very fancy like that. And then I remember at 5 o'clock, they had the 5 o'clock lineup. First, they had Batman. They had the Batman Hour. I saw that like 1974, 75. The Partridge Family came, the Monkees, the Brady Bunch, then Adam 12, Emergency, then Ironside, then the Lucy Show, the Beverly Hillbillies, Night Gallery came, the Best of Groucho, Dark Shadows came later, and what was the other show? I can't think of it. So I had great times watching Channel 32, in the 70s. I did a podcast episode about that, and it was fun. Oh, it was great. They premiered a new show, syndicated. It was Mary Hartman. One of the weirdest shows I ever seen in my life. I watched it. It was okay, kind of slow, but it is on DVD if you're interested. I intend to buy it. I want to see it. I think the 50th anniversary is coming up soon, so I will do a podcast episode about that show. I'll talk about the memories of that. Okay. Other shows came later. Wonder Woman, Star Trek a lot of them came from Channel 9. They moved to Channel 32. Happy Days. It was called Happy Days again. So Wonder Woman, Star Trek. The Flintstones came. They were on Channel 9 for years. And all through the 80s. Like that. So let's see. Maybe they had other shows. MASH was there. All in the Family. I Love Lucy came after that. Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. $6 Million Man. I think the Bionic Woman came too. That was like like I said, in the early 80s. And then this is a weird thing. So in 1981, they started Night Owl, and it was like a teletext service. It was very computerized. I don't want to talk about that. I think I did one day. And that lasted about 5 years. So I'm very interested about that. We'll see. And so now it's Fox 32. Okay. So they aired programs from Fox. They started in 1987. Like Married with Children. It was there for the longest time. Then later on, Beverly Hills 90210, Melrose Place. You get the idea. They own that. So then I think Fox moved to channel 50. They did that. Now, WFLD-TV, they have news now, but now they have news in the morning, just like Channel 9. Chicago White Sox moved to Channel 44. Then they came back to 32, and then they started branding Metro Media 32 before that. You remember that? Yeah. Fox owned it starting earlier, not 87. They had programming, but they started early, like about 1985. It was owned by, what's his name? Rupert Murdoch. So when you watch Channel 32 now, it's totally different. They do have syndicated programs, maybe game shows or court shows, talk shows, like that. I rarely watch it. Maybe the news, I'll do that. They do broadcast football games. I don't know if the Bears will play on 32 or Channel 3. I don't know. I have to ask my brothers. So we'll see. And they had their first talk show, late night talk show in 1987. I think 87, Yeah, Joan Rivers. And she was the first female host. She was on Johnny Carson before she left. It was a whole ugly story. And it only lasted about a couple of years, not very long, And but it aired like 10 o'clock, like that. And then, so that's good. So my favorite memories of that is the reruns in the 70s when I was a kid. It was a beautiful time. You want to get away from the pressures of school, homework, or your parents yelling at you. So you want to turn on the TV and you watch that. I loved it. I miss it. I really do. Okay. All right. So that's it for this program. I'm going to do a recap of what I talked about. I talked about my purchase of the Cuddly Dudley Doll, which was yesterday on Saturday. Also, I've discussed the 60th anniversary of the debut of WFLD-TV Channel 32 in Chicago. Okay. This podcast will be published later on today, wherever podcasts are found: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Good Pods, Podbean, Breaker, Overcast. If you have those apps on your phone or your tablets, use them. Click follow. You'll receive a notification. They're all listed there. Okay. It'll also be on my blog, www.vanchicagoland.blog. They're all listed there. You can click on the links. Also, it's on my YouTube channel, and again and again and again, people still ask me, where do I find your podcast? Send me a link to your podcast. I miss your podcast. Go to YouTube, go to the search engine, type in Van Chicagoland Stories or my name, Pico Stanis. When you do find it, click subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. You can listen. You receive a notification of the latest episode, and also all the episodes are listed there at your convenience. You can listen to your desktop, your tablet, your phone. If you have CarPlay in your car, you can listen in your car. Also stream it on your TV if you have Spotify or YouTube. It's there. Also be sure on my social media accounts: Facebook, X, LinkedIn, Reddit, Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. Okay. Like I said earlier in the program, I will not do a podcast Tuesday because I'm going to the doctor. I will do one next weekend. I don't know about Saturday. I think I have plans. So probably next Sunday I'll do one. Okay. So that was fun. All right. So this is Pico Stanis, your host of Van Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. Thank you for joining me. Today's not a bad day. Just relax, take it easy. I will do that too. I need to rest. And January is going to be this week's going to be very warm. I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so here's bye-bye for me. And here is a little traveling music from our famous Chicago legend and great guy Ray Rayner, Cuddly Dudley's best friend, saying bye-bye-bye with a little traveling music, of course. Take care, everyone. Have a great Sunday, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.